grand opening, grand closing. Hey, what's going on, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers, your only friend is YouTube Steve's PlayStation77, back with another video. Hey, I know the big news right now is Yoshida's interview, but right now, Yoshida's video is locked behind, Colin Moriarty's Patreon and stuff like that. So I'm not really gonna talk about it until it becomes publicly releasable. It might be too late, you know what I'm saying? But, when usually content creators have specific stuff for members only, I mean, it's already out in the streets. People are clipping it and stuff like that. But, I don't want to take, money from the dude's pocket change while he's trying to, get his Patreon thing. But also more importantly, I would say, well, just as important, is I want to see the interview for myself, right? Because all I got right now is just clips and snippets and paragraphs and things like that. And you know how certain things could be misquoted. So, you guys, if you've been in China, you know how I do. I like to see if I'm able to access the whole interview and read the whole interview and especially see the whole interview, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because we saw that already with the Yoshida interview when he was with Greg Miller, how some of his stuff got clipped and, misinterpreted and stuff like that. But then when I saw the whole interview, I'm like, wait a minute, right? This is not what he's talking about, right? And what I was talking about, pretty much when people try to use a clip of Yoshida to make it seem like he was disappointed in Spider-Man 2 sales when compared to Helldivers, right? Stuff like that, right? And they were using it clipped. And they try to create that narrative. But when you watch the whole clip, it wasn't about that. It was just about, the whole conversation was about, how you can't tell what's going to be successful, what's not going to be successful. It's hit or miss. It's like black magic. And he just used that example. He used, who knew Helldivers 2 was going to be bigger than Spider-Man, as an example of no one really knows what's going to hit or not. But at no point was it about Spider-Man 2 being disappointing sales and stuff like that. So it's stuff like that. So I'm going to wait until Colin releases it publicly on his channel. I'm going to watch the whole thing. And then, maybe people won't care by that point because, news goes by after 5 minutes. But I better watch the whole thing. But anyway, what I do want to talk about, I haven't done this for a while. But of course, we got our boy Alex. I don't know what it is. I mean, Alex loves going after PlayStation fanboys, right? And it's fine. But you can't make yourself look dumb in the process. I don't understand going after somebody or anybody, but in the process, you look stupid doing it. It's just wild to me, right? I can understand if you have your factual information and all that lined out, but this is wild, all right? So let's check this out, all right? I also have him talking speed up, because obviously it's a 20-minute video, so this makes the video go by a little bit faster, but let's just check it out.
Did you check your calendars? Yeah, I did, because you know what? It's a day that ends in Y. So you know what that means? Xbox Day again, baby. That's right. The same company that's been in the grave for the past 20 plus years, apparently, keeps rising up like the altered beast. I just don't understand this. How I had a beautiful stream Saturday, 8:45 p.m. Eastern, by the way, you should go every Saturday, it's awesome. And then Sunday I wake up, and apparently Xbox is third party, which they've been third party since.
So didn't we have like Sony dead for a little while? Did he make a video on that saying how stupid that is? Especially how much money they are making? And you know what? Never mind. Don't worry about it.
The Xbox One, when they put their games onto PC, whether it was day and date or after a period of time. How? I just don't understand how people have a hatred for a company whose games they don't.
Well, you're being disingenuous, Alex, right? When we're talking about third party, right? Everybody's talking about the impact of Xbox putting their games on competing platforms. Or what now would once be competing platforms, What's the impact of putting your games on PlayStation, on Nintendo, full slate, whole stop? If you don't think that's going to impact their own console, bro, you on that bath salt. You would have to be a complete moron not to say to yourself, Xbox putting every game on PlayStation in the console market is not going to impact their own console. That's absolutely wild if you still believe. I don't know. Let's listen.
Don't like where they've sat there and chastised the Metacritic scores of those games. Don't want to buy that company's consoles. Don't want to do anything that has to be related with that company whatsoever. And it's the only company these fanboys talk about on a consistent basis. And then.
It's called talking shit. You act like Xbox fanboys don't talk shit either. Yo, it's a game of talking shit. That's literally the point of console war. You got two sides talking shit to each other. The only difference is, PlayStation fanboys are winning. They're winning this, this talking shit. That's all it really is. It's really about talking shit if that's what you're complaining about. I'm like, bro, if you don't like it, then why you keep watching it? Either enjoy the ride, enjoy the shit talking. You know what it is? I think you're just pissed off that you probably banked that the PlayStation fanboys will be on the losing end of the stick. And in the end, the PlayStation fanboys are winning this game of bullshit. You know, PlayStation fanboys versus Xbox fanboys. It's just shit talking, bro. You know what I'm saying? Either enjoy it or get the fuck out. I don't know what to tell you. All this crying for what?
Turn around and scream and kick and joy themselves about how they're going to be spending full price for those exact Xbox games that they then...
All right, so that's funny because you showed a clip from Visual Fidelity, and if you looked at his, if you know the guy and if you've been following him for a while, he's been pro Xbox the whole time. So I don't know why you're clipping him for and trying to rope him up into PlayStation fanboys because he's not a PlayStation fanboy. If you look at his timeline, he's always been pro Xbox. You know, I mean, he plays on both systems, but he's been primarily tweeting about Xbox stuff like that. Why actually, the one thing he didn't like, the reason why he's talking more about PlayStation, because PlayStation did the one thing he wanted, and then he hoped Xbox did, which was create a mid-gen refresh. Xbox didn't do it. Xbox didn't create a mid-gen refresh. PlayStation did. So he's like, you know what? PlayStation's doing what I actually want. Boom, I'm going to get a PlayStation. What a concept, Alex. You know, you buy the product from the company that actually does what you want them to do. And if they do it, oh yeah, here you go, then I'll buy that. That's all it is. Unbelievable.
And hated not a few years ago.
Well, he didn't hate it a few years ago. He didn't hate Xbox at all. If you're going to use him as an example, he just didn't like the fact that they didn't make a mid-gen refresh. If Xbox would have made a mid-gen refresh, he would have upgraded his Xbox and he'll be playing his Xbox right now. But Microsoft didn't give him the product that he wanted, which is fine. They make what they make, but at the same time, he's the customer. And guess what? A company did make a product that he wanted. So he went with that company. I don't understand why you're stressing out at people, you know, who earn their own money and they do what they want with their own money. I don't know, man. You PC guys are all upset at what people do with their own money. Is wild.
You know, it's crazy how I make fun of these people, and they think that because I make fun of them, that makes me the enemy or an Xbox fanboy.
No, you're an Xbox fanboy because you say stupid shit. I mean, hell, you already criticized an account that's not a PlayStation fanboy account just so you could grift reviews. And I'm pretty sure you're going to say some more stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we'll carry on.
Even though I don't have the console, I don't really care about the company. I've chastised them before, and I feel like...
So then why are you making this video? Because really, the topic of this video is stuff between PlayStation and Xbox consoles. You're a PC guy. Like, no, it's not like somebody was talking shit about PC. So I don't know. You always throw yourself in a line of fire. Why are you catching strays? You catch a lot of, you know, most of your L's is because you try to talk about Xbox and consoles. You ever notice that, Alex? Most of your content where you catch the biggest L's is when you dip into the console conversations. It's as if you are oblivious and have no idea what's going on in console gaming. You know, stick to piracy and all that weird shit y'all do on PC, man. But anyway, I mean, you know what? I'm not trying to tell you what to talk about. You know, you got freedom of speech. Do what you want. You know, I'm just saying, don't look stupid doing it though. You got at least, you know, put in some effort. Yeah, whatever.
They've done really dumb things all the time, yet for some reason, because you want to act like clowns and that's what you try to do to label me and paint me. It's almost like you don't have an argument at all now, is it? So what actually happened? Well, apparently the boys from Xbox Era had an interview with Phil Spencer, and there were some questions being asked. Here, in fact, are the quotes transcribed by VGC in their article, so let's go ahead and see what old Philly Spence had to say now, shall we? Phil Spencer says, quote, obviously, we make more on our own platform. It's one of the reasons that investing in our own platform is important. But there are people, whether it's their libraries that are on PlayStation or Nintendo, whether it's that they like the controller better, they just like the games that are there, and I don't want to then look at that and say, well, there's no way that we should be able to build a business there. Find fans of our franchises there. I'm not trying to move them all over to Xbox anymore. We're also invested in where our games are. Let's just allow more people to play, and yes, the 70% that we make on our games on other platforms is helpful to being able to build great portfolios, like we showed at Developer Direct, and I hope this will continue to show through the rest of the year. There's a lot to unpack there, so let's begin, shall we? Apparently, these are some of the quotes that are causing the actual death throes and the confirmation nail in the coffin about how Xbox is the new Sega, when in reality, anyone saying that truly is the most moronic of kind of person. You see, the thing is, Phil Spencer is 100% correct. In fact, I've been preaching this from the very beginning. Exclusivity is not a value. In fact, it is purely anti-consumer. And Phil Spencer has finally understood that people who are ingrained in their own specific platform are not willing to move from that platform. I being one perfect example. I have a PC. I don't want to buy a console. I don't want to...
So, you know what? I'm going to let you finish your
point. Spend $500 to $800 on a plastic box, spend another $80 to $100 a year online to then play one or two specific games. No, I've already invested into the platform that I already have on my PC. I've already bought games on Steam and GOG. Why do I have to buy your piece of plastic because you have one or two games being locked away? You should instead be catering to me. I'm the customer. I'm the one with the money. Go ahead, cater to me. That's what he's looking at instead. He knows.
All right, so let me ask you this. If everybody is going to stay on their platform, then how come Xbox Series console selling worse than the Xbox One? Where are they going? Shouldn't they at a minimum be selling the same? At a minimum. Like, they are way behind. At this point, it's around 25 million. You're talking OG Xbox numbers. Hell, let's look at the PlayStation transition. Didn't PlayStation 2 sell 150 million? And then when the PlayStation 3 was 85 million? Where did the 7 million go? Oh, I don't know. Let's look at Xbox 360. OG Xbox sold 25 million and jumped up to like 85 million. That sounds like people moved. And then the 360 went from 85 million to Xbox One to like 50 something million. Now you're down to 25 million. It sounds like people move within the same product. See, you put up the PC example, but that's because PC is even though it's a gaming platform, it's a completely different style. I mean, even Sony admits, or not even admits, they say themselves that they don't see PC as a threat to the console because they see that's two different audiences, right? So you giving it a bad example, say, oh, I'm on PC, I'm going to stay on PC. Yeah, but is an Xbox gamer going to stay on Xbox when they realize all their games go on PlayStation? For example, is an Xbox gamer, are they all going to stay on Xbox when they see that Blade is on Xbox, but on PlayStation, you can also get Blade along with Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales, Wolverine, and of course X-Men, right? Are you going to stay on Xbox as you see Forza Horizon 5, Forza Horizon 6, Forza Horizon 7, Forza Horizon 8 on Xbox? Or you're going to get a PlayStation where Forza Horizon 5, 6, 7, 8 is on PlayStation along with Gran Turismo 7, 8, 9, 10. You see what I'm saying? Now, these are huge changes, and console gamers will move. Now, the reason why Phil Spencer knows PlayStation gamers ain't gonna move to Xbox, because Xbox, like, why would a PlayStation gamer move to Xbox? You know what I'm saying? It's already shown quarter after quarter for like the last 2 years, Xbox console sales are terrible. The only thing Phil admits is his console's done. That's why he's admitting. He knows he can't get nobody. It's done. It's dead. So he's forced to put his game everywhere else because his own console's not good enough, for the sales. You know what I'm saying? He's going third party in the sense that he is trying to go the route of EA, the route of Ubisoft, the route of Capcom, platform, console-less type environment. I don't understand how you're not seeing this, and you keep up bringing PC. I want to know, Alex, I hope, Alex, make a video. You bring up PC as a counter. I want to know how your PC helps the Xbox console gamer in all of this. Because I have yet to see you tie the two.
Is that people are not going to leave, whether they're Nintendo or PlayStation or PC. So why try to force people out of that ecosystem and move them
That's a lie, anyway.
somewhere else where they don't want to be? You remove the middleman of the hardware and are able to then put your games everywhere, which means people get to play more games, which means the company makes more money, which means you get to be successful. It's almost like that's how this works. Every game should be on every platform. The logo on the box is honestly irrelevant, but nobody seems to.
No, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out for Microsoft or for the Xbox console when their games is everywhere. And then we're gonna see from Xbox console gamers when they see their hardware gone, but yet PlayStation gamers will still have PlayStation hardware, Nintendo gamers will still have Nintendo hardware, and PC has your hardware. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see how this conversation that you're having, or this little moment that you're having, how well the Xbox console gamer will feel about it once they see their console gone.
Understand that, apparently. I just don't get it. But hey, let's continue though, shall we? Phil Spencer also stated, saying, I just want to be transparent with people. If we're shipping on Nintendo Switch, we're going to put that. If we're shipping on PlayStation, if we're on Steam, people should know the storefronts where they can get our games. The real nail in the coffin, boys! It's over! Xbox is putting the logos of where they're putting their games, if you haven't already seen that already from the direct that just actually happened where they put PlayStation 5 on the logo during that. It's just...
Hold on, man. Hold on. Why are you holding PlayStation guys? This was part of the Xbox interview. If anything, those Xbox guys asked a question about logos on their own showcases. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's just reacting to the Xbox era podcast with Phil Spencer, but they literally asked the question. It's Xbox gamers that are concerned about PlayStation logo on their Xbox channel. At best, listen, if you really want to talk shit to a PlayStation fanboy, all they're doing is talking shit. But the ones who are truly concerned is the Xbox gamers who play on Xbox. They're the ones that screenshot that you're showing right there, they don't like that shit, right? Because then they mention when you go to the PlayStation one, they don't show that all the games are available on Xbox, Nintendo, all that stuff. They don't reciprocate. So the Xbox gamers are the ones having the true issue with this. Or really Xbox gamers on their console. They're the ones that have the biggest issue with this.
Oh, God, look, This has honestly been the most eye-opening thing for me that people really just don't understand. The actual fact that games cost far too much money to be held to one platform, when we've had the developer of Moon Studios and Ori literally say, hey, games cost too much money, locking it to one platform to have a small percentage of people actually buy that game isn't sustainable. When we've had Sean Layden say, hey, this is not sustainable. When we have everybody else saying, hey, this costs too much money, you're raising the cost of games, console hardware costs way too much money, this is going to collapse upon itself, and yet everybody's sitting here talking about the death of Xbox, one of the only ones probably making the moves to not only be one, the most pro-consumer of the big three right now, and two, putting their games everywhere to have the sustainability to keep moving forward and be existing in the...
The only problem is Xbox will exist as a publisher, but you're not addressing the elephant in the room, which is the console. And yes, Xbox gamers who play on console want to play on an Xbox console. I don't see how that's a problem. You're not addressing that issue. Are you going to speak on the Xbox gamers that want to play on console? Are you guaranteeing that a console that's selling worse than it's ever been is going to survive? That Microsoft's going to stay in the console business? That's really the crux of the whole thing. If this was equilibrium across all devices, obviously Nintendo's out of the play. But if PlayStation put everything on Xbox and everything on PC, and everyone on PC put everything on Xbox and on PlayStation, and it was just an equilibrium of all three games at the same time, day and date, everything, then your point will be absolutely correct. But the problem is, PlayStation wants Xbox out of the console business completely. Like right now on, the State of Play, they had the Metal Gear Solid Delta. They had that little, from the Ape Escape, that little mini game that's going to be on the PlayStation version. That's not even going to be on the Xbox version. A stupid little mini game of Ape Escape, and Sony's not going to allow it on Xbox. They won't allow Ape Escape mini game on Xbox. And you think that there's going to be equilibrium among all the hardware? Come on, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
The actual space. It may not exist in a console format moving forward, but at some point they will in fact exist as a platform, and nobody can see the forest from the trees. In fact, we're going to see that right now, because after Sunday, when this all occurred, we're now seeing the death...
Wait a minute, did this guy saying we lack vision, Mr. They're only talking about ABK games going to PlayStation? Bro, you really have the nerve to make a video acting like you know what's going on when you didn't even know, agreed, and you talk shit about people saying that Xbox putting their games on PlayStation. What are we talking about here, bro?
Death throes of fanboys losing their ever-loving mind talking about we won. And if you think I'm kidding when people saying we won, this is literally from Kinda Funny Games when they heard that Forza Horizon 5 was now announced for the actual PS5. This is what they said.
Story number 1. Forza Horizon 5 comes to PlayStation 5.
What?
In spring 2025.
We won. We won. We won. Literally the words out of this guy's mouth was we won. Bitch, who is we? Who is we? No, what do you mean we what? These are grown adults acting this way about video game consoles and video games, taking the console war far too seriously in 2025. We won. You ready for this?
All right. You said those are the little words out of his mouth. Let's see what else he says. Shall we? This is him, right? Let's see what he says.
I say we won, right? And the we can mean a lot of things.
Yes.
But what I ultimately mean here, Forza fans.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this game coming everywhere is going to be so good for Forza Horizon as a franchise. Already, like, I view it as one of the best things Xbox has every few years, right?
I mean, I think that we can view Forza Horizon 5 specifically at this point as one of the best things Xbox has, one of the best racing games, one of the bigger franchises, period. Like, it's substantial, right?
It's substantial. And if you're somebody who hasn't had the pleasure of checking out Forza Horizon because maybe you don't have, like, a PC that's capable, or maybe you don't have an Xbox, I am somebody who, when it comes to racing games, right, like Burnout 3 Takedown is probably my favorite of all time. Burnout 3 Paradise is another one, right? And like, Paradise is special because it is this open world that you can get into, like, car combat style racing type shit in, right? Like, explore, have fun, find the shortcuts, play this fun arcade style game in this open world type thing, right? Forza Horizon does that. And Forza Horizon, I think, does that better than maybe any other racing game I've ever played before. It is, and this is me playing Forza Horizon dating back to Forza Horizon 3 on Xbox One, right? Like, this series has been fantastic for a while, and they've been able to build over the last couple of iterations of adding seasons, right? Finding new locations, of going from Australia to England to Mexico. And, like, they just nail everything. In terms of the world and environment, looks beautiful. I think they capture their locations very well. I'm very fascinated by what they might do as far as content, because, like, I know Forza Horizon.
All right, we'll stop right there. Somebody needs to tell me what the hell Alex's problem is. Alex, you see this? You're causing beef with Alex. You literally cause beef talking shit on a dude who thinks like you. He's literally happy more people get to play Forza, and you made him look like a fanboy. A dude that said he started playing Forza on Forza Horizon 3. He loves it. He's been praising it. He says one of the best franchises. So this clearly, he's been loving the game long before Microsoft announced going to PlayStation, and you're talking shit about him. Bro, he's literally on your side. You're literally talking shit about people on your side. He literally is happy that more people get to play Forza. Is that not your mantra? Why are you talking shit about this dude? Why are you trying to paint him like a PlayStation fanboy? Bro, you are the immature dude. You literally grifted. You literally painted him to be somebody that he's not. So you're talking shit about people saying, oh, they're immature, whatever, I can't console war. Then what the fuck should we categorize you when you actually are lying about somebody? Listen, I'll take console war any goddamn day of the week before lying about somebody's personality. You literally lied on somebody. That's worse than a console fanboy. And the reason why I say it's worse, because I know you've seen that video. You've seen all of it. Yet you willingly decided to paint him into a PlayStation fanboy, twist his words to make him look like a PlayStation fanboy, cropped it so you can get views on your channel, painting about a man who did nothing but praise a game, who in all reality thinks like you. Somebody gets to play more games and it's going to be more successful. And you condemn them so you can get views. And you want to talk shit about console warriors while y'all out here painting people in a false negative light. So now you got all the people in your fans on your channel talking shit about that dude, right? Categorizing him as a PlayStation fanboy when he didn't do anything wrong. That shit is wild, bro. And you have the nerve to talk about PlayStation fanboy when y'all here straight lying about people. No accountability. That's wild. That shit is crazy, bro.
I don't think you are. Former Microsoft VP Mike Ybarra suggests that Xbox should cut a deal with PlayStation and Nintendo to transfer Xbox friends lists and Xbox game libraries over to the PlayStation/the Switch. Yes, we have CEO VP Saw coming your way. First of all, let's talk about Mike Ybarra, the guy who sat there and drove Blizzard into the ground the entire time.
Yeah, starting out with ad hominem attacks is always a great way to make a point. That's a great way to set the stage.
Every single time Mike Ybarra left somewhere and Microsoft came right behind him, bought the company he was working for, all of a sudden Ybarra just had to leave on his actual own. Yes, tell me there's not some actual animosity going on there in the background. I'm sure there is. Look, the guy has never...
I hope you're going to say something to actually direct his tweet. I'm hoping that you'll actually counter what he provided. You're going to do that, right? You're going to let people know what his point was and why it was, and you're going to counter it, right, Alex? That is what you're going to do, or you're just going to talk shit about the guy. And all right, we'll see.
Had a good idea since he was actually head of anything whatsoever. But the funniest part about all of this is Mike Ybarra is not wanting to go ahead and provide a platform. He wants Xbox to be gone completely. Imagine an ex-VP of a company, two companies by the way, wanting to go ahead and act like a petulant child, being like, well, they should just move all their friends over, and that way they just don't exist anymore at all. I swear to God, the actual adults are behaving this way, and they get mad at me when I call them out. It's truly remarkable in all of this. Everything is going to be moving to a platform. The only company going to be left, probably still making a console in the future, is going to probably be Nintendo. Because the fact is this, hardware is getting too expensive to manufacture and to make. The diminishing return...
Well... All right, so I'm going to stop you there because you clearly didn't address what he's saying, like, at all. You didn't address why at all. So I'm going to do it for you, all right? So to go back to what Ybarra is saying, here we go. This is Ybarra, right? Well, this is on Next Gen Players tweet, but Maggie Ybarra said this. Well, let me start with Hunter, right? Phil Spencer is not trying to move PlayStation and Nintendo players all over to Xbox anymore. Let's just allow more people to play. And yes, the 70% that we make on games on other platforms is helpful to us. Mikey Barr starts out, how is this still news? They've been consistent and they are a publisher now and support all platforms. It's the right strategy for them in their business. Sure, it took a while for them to get clear on this, balancing selling hardware, managing customers with the reality of the strategy. I don't know, Alex, but his first paragraph is kind of like what you've been saying. Like, oh my God, how's this news? Let me catch your arrogance. Right? But he did it cool. Like, he did it relaxed. You freaked out. So both of you are already on the same page. Like, how is all this news? He's like, yeah, the third party. They're putting games everywhere, just like you did. But he didn't freak the fuck out saying it. I guess that's the difference. Now, let's see what else he says. He says, I love that their games are on PC and PS5. I get loyal Xbox gamers are mad, but that isn't going to change anything. Embrace and move on. Play on what you enjoy playing on. I don't know, Alex, that sounds like kind of like what you're saying. If you're a console-only person, that probably means PS and Nintendo in the future, but you still have Xbox games there. PS Nintendo should work with Xbox on some type of friends, transfer systems, etc. Eventually that should be done to help people stay connected with their friends. We will never see a universal gaming social platform, but I do wish we could. I don't see why he's said wrong. If anything, like, bro, you a traitor, bro. You can't be trusted. You Judas, bro. I'm gonna start calling you Judas, bro. Like, for real. Like, Mikey Barr is kind of saying what you're saying, you know? Like, you know, play what you want. And, you know, and to make it easier, you know, Microsoft should maybe make a deal with Nintendo and PS, you know, try to get their friends transferred since, you know, Microsoft is the most friendly, choice consumer, whatever, friendly, you know, consumer-friendly company and all that bullshit. But here's the real deal. It's this right here. Xbox is still in the console business, and the ecosystem will still exist even if they exited. People don't need a friend transfer. The list you say won't ever exist is probably Discord, which I agree. I think Discord's probably the only universal safe bet. And that's present right now. Weird Angle suggesting Xbox and platforms going away. Mikey Bar, you are living in the past. That sounds like you, Alex, telling us we're living in the past. The platform is the social layer and integration. No way they would keep all the costs to maintain Xbox Live. Heck, they don't even call it Xbox Live now. They even have their own accounts, etc. in various games. Writing is on the wall. And that's exactly what, you know, that's pretty much the crux of what Mikey Bar's trying to say. Alex, it really comes down to one thing. The survivability of the Xbox console is looking bleak, right? It's not selling, and if it's not selling, why would a company continue to make a product that people aren't buying? And trust me, it's going to get worse. Because wait till the casuals. See, right now this conversation is still within the hardcore community, the fanboy community, the enthusiast community. Wait till the average Joe, the average Jill and Jane, right? The average Joe and Jane, right? Who don't watch your content, who don't watch my content. They're not on podcasts. They're just general gamers. They play games. They don't really know much about anything. And then all of a sudden, they're like, wait a minute. Holy cow, Xbox games are on PlayStation? Automatically, they're going to write off Xbox consoles. Automatically. They're not going to dive deep into RDNA 5 or Steam integration or all this other advanced shit. All they know is, damn, all these games on one console? Shit. You're either going to stay on PlayStation, or the guys who have Xbox, they're going to move away from Xbox and just enjoy PlayStation because they can still enjoy Xbox. It's really that simple for a lot of console gamers. They don't have to overthink it at all. Let's keep going.
Terms of hardware to performance is getting to a point where it's going to cost too much money for a minimal gain. And on top of that, games are costing too much money to be put onto one platform. The console war is over, Ybarra and fanboys. What's going to exist now is the...
Well, yeah, it is over because PlayStation won and whooped that ass. So it's pretty much just PlayStation, Nintendo. Microsoft going the way of Sega. Like, literally, that's what we're telling you.
Platform war. And at some point, at some time, at some day, even my PC is...
What is this platform war you're talking about? Like, because I don't remember anybody saying EA versus Ubisoft versus Capcom versus Take-Two. Like, nobody does that. Like, I don't see content on, Take-Two beating out EA beating out Ubisoft beating out Capcom beating out Konami. Like, no one does that. They're just all third-party companies, and each company is judged on the merit of each individual game. They do good, they do good. They do bad, they do bad. That's it. Nothing more. Take-Two's about to release Grand Theft Auto 6. No one's saying EA's dead. Take-Two's coming. They won the platform war. Like, no one's doing that. So I don't understand what this platform war you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft is going to be no different than EA. Oh, I get it. Now you're going to say, but they have the console. Not for long, brother. That's literally the main point. And once that console's gone, then what you're going to say? Oh, Game Pass, streaming? No one gives a shit. I mean, doesn't EA have, like, Origin? Doesn't Ubisoft have UB Plus? Are they a platform? Like, does anybody look at them that way? Like, no. I mean, hell, Amazon got Luna. Nobody even talks about that. Like, come on now, stop it.
Is going to disappear because it is going to be easier for these companies to control the visuals and the hardware and sign me up for a service to stream everything via cloud to my PC or to a tablet than it is for me to buy the hardware they have to manufacture for R&D and then to sell me for 10 times the price that it should be at video.
All right, you need to stay on the PC lane. Let me help you out here, right? Oh man, that freeze frame is crazy. But let me help you out here, all right? And I'm gonna say this again. I know I told you this already. I don't understand why. February 2025? You simply don't understand. PlayStation's business is being a marketplace provider. That's why they make the console. Because that console is the most dominant marketplace in console gaming, right? PlayStation's main revenue is not their first party, Alex. All right? Let me put it, you know what? Let me put it in a way you can understand. Because I think the console conversation is too difficult. But I know you will understand this one. Valve is making more money than they ever done. They're making good revenue, great revenue, yet they don't make games. They don't have games everywhere. They don't make new content. They're not pushing out lots of titles on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, everywhere. So how are they making a lot of money? How are they making more money than they ever did, yet they're making less games than they ever did? Answer, Steam. The marketplace. That 30% cut from money transactions and game sales from the entire industry. Even 30% from PlayStation, they get a cut. From Xbox, they get 30%. Anyone who puts a game on Steam, they're getting 30%. And because the massive amount of market of publishers and developers that puts insane amount of games on Steam, Valve is making more money than they ever have. And they don't even make games anymore. What was their last game? Half-Life Alyx on VR? Their primary business is no longer publishing of games. I mean, making their own games. That's not their thing now. Their main thing is curating a marketplace. Now, PlayStation first party is Valve. PlayStation console is Steam. Do you get the correlation now? The majority of PlayStation's money is the marketplace. It's the immense amount of games that go through the market that gamers buy. And because majority of the console gamers are buying PlayStation consoles and not Xbox consoles, that means PlayStation is getting the lion's share of the money transactions, the third-party sales and all that stuff. In fact, majority of PlayStation revenue is actually money transaction. It's not even game sales. It's literally money transactions. That's the number one source of revenue as a PlayStation brand. Then the software sales come into play, with majority of the software sale being third party. That 30% cut across all those games that's in the entire library of PlayStation, that's where the money is. Let me put it this way. Right now, you have, I don't know if you watch The Boys, right? And everybody's listening. And I use this example, I use this as a metaphor all the time. There's an episode of The Boys where Homelander thought Vought was a superhero company. And, for season 1, season 2, and maybe season 3, he's talking shit. But he got tired the way Vought was treating him, and he decided to go see the CEO and, stake his claim. He's like, listen, we're a superhero company. I'm the main star. Respect me. And the CEO had to put him in his place and let him know that the only reason why Vought is even Vought is because of Compound V. And he told them Vought is not a superhero company. It's a pharmaceutical company. Compound V is the star. I say that because PlayStation is a marketplace provider. That is where they make the most money. They use exclusives, they use first-party titles to entice PlayStation, to give it an identity, to entice gamers with exclusives, but make no mistake, their primary business and revenue is funneling through the marketplace. So yes, they're going to have a console. The only time they won't have a console is when the consumer stops buying consoles. That's when PlayStation will dead. But as long as there's always consumers that want a console and they want to play games through their console, PlayStation will keep making consoles because they have no problem selling consoles. That's how it works. Sony's not going to arbitrarily give up their console because of, cloud gaming and all that stuff. If anything, they'll lose out. Because if they go strictly cloud and don't have the hardware, there's going to be games they won't be able to stream and stuff like that. Because, for example, they don't have a PC store. So they're truly assed out on that market. They get no third-party sales on PC. And even if they try to do a PC store market, they would get crushed by Steam. So, yeah, that's a great idea. Try to make a PC market on a market that's dominated by Steam. Okay. If they go straight cloud, there's some games, publishers won't let. Like Epic. Epic's like, nah, we're not going to give you, cloud rights. We want to keep that for ourselves and stuff like that. Same thing with maybe Call of Duty, which Ubisoft have rights or some shit, right? So Sony would actually lose access to games, which means they get less revenue simply because they don't have proprietary hardware for the console market. You see? So your thing doesn't make sense.
AMD? Ybarra had a tweet out saying Xbox is doing multi-platform shows now ever since Xbox is not going to be showing what games their platforms are going to be on. Oh, it's just Xbox doing multi-platform shows now, my boy? That's the only one doing a multi-platform show. That's the only one. That's the only one. We didn't have Nintendo show PlayStation games on their little directs for Horizon Lego. We didn't have that. That didn't exist. Oh, you know what? Let's not even do that. Let's go one step further, shall we? Let's go back to your more recent state of play, where if I can go ahead and pull up every single game that was shown, look at this. The state of multi-platform is what it is. Because every game shown, practically all of them except for one or two, is on PC, a different platform.
So what does it have to do with Xbox, though? See, this is what I don't understand. Right now, you keep going back to PC. I don't understand how any of this helps out the Xbox console. You need to tie this in. How does this information help? Like, let's say if I was an Xbox fan right now, I'm an Xbox gamer. Let's pretend I'm an Xbox gamer. The only console I have is the Series X. How does any of this help me right now? I need you to tie it in. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, Ybarra's talking about Xbox. Why are you bringing up Steam? Like, I don't understand, right? Again, you're being disingenuous. The conversation is about how the decisions Microsoft is doing could potentially impact, and not even potentially, it will impact their one piece of hardware. How do you expect to sell Xbox hardware with no exclusives? Tell me, what console over the last 9 generations of gaming sold well with 0 exclusives? That's why the writing's on the wall, and bringing up Steam doesn't change that. Now, sure, you can say, well, I don't need a PlayStation because I got Steam. Well, Sony, in their opinion, says, hey, PC is not a competitor. They don't see it as a threat. So guess what? Most PlayStation gamers ain't going to go over to Steam. You know what I'm saying? Now, in my opinion, I kind of disagree, but I disagree for different reasons, but that's a whole different other video. But at this point, you keep bringing up Steam for an Xbox console problem. I don't get it. Like, how is any of your information or what you're doing is useful? Like, none of this is useful. Like, if I was an Xbox Series console gamer, and let's say I played, let's say if I was a hardcore Xbox dude, I enjoyed Xbox, the OG, the 360, the Xbox One, and I got the Series X. How is any of this helping me in being comfortable knowing what Microsoft could potentially do, which is no longer sell Xbox consoles? Like, I don't get this.
I can buy the game on, which I can not need a PlayStation 5 for, even a PlayStation 4 for. I don't need a PlayStation, my boy.
But J-Boy's not talking to you. So I don't know why you're in the conversation. You catch you strays for no reason, If I don't know. It's like you're lonely and you know what I'm saying? You know what it is? You talk shit about the console war, but you just mad that your PC's not really part of it. You want to be part of the console war, but no one pays attention to your ass.
Your state of play is the state of multi-platform. If you haven't caught on to this just yet, realizing the fact that you are part of a multi-platform company, that you are in fact trying to go ahead and insult Xbox saying, haha, they're multi-platform shows. I don't know what you thought the state of play was, because you gave this a 9. I'm serious. You gave the state of multi-platform a 9. Or should I even say the state of Steam a 9?
Right? So how does state of Steam help the state of Xbox? You still haven't tied it in. Are you going to tie it in, in some more fashion? Does any of the content tie in something? Because nothing you're there saying. Like, it's crazy because you're like, we're doing honest critiques. We're doing actual factual critiques on Xbox. And yes, they're hurting. They're going to be a publisher. And you're upset. I don't get it. Right now, Alex, you got some serious pick-me energy here. Everybody's like, yo, Xbox is fucking up. Look at me, guys. Look at me. Steam. All right. Cool. But damn, what's going to happen with Xbox hardware? Oh, why are you talking about hardware? Oh my God, PC is all right, bro. But the console market is about to get, lose another brand and we're going to be down to 2. So that's a pretty big deal for console gaming. That's like a big deal, there was a time when you had multiple consoles. I remember you had TurboGrafx-16 and stuff, Neo Geo, Sega, Nintendo. You had a lot of people. And then it just started dwindling down to the last 3. And we thought the last 3 would remain that way for a long time. But now it's going to be the last 2. And when you look at the 2, they're like completely worlds apart. Switch and, PlayStation is like worlds apart from each other. So it's like, wow, this is a big shift in console gaming. And you're here jumping up with pick-me energy saying, please look at me in Steam, bro. We don't care about y'all food or shit. Like, fuck is we talking about here?
Yeah, you don't need a PlayStation anymore, my boy. PlayStation is now a multi-platform publisher. And if you don't believe me, Stellar Blade is being published by PlayStation on Steam. Well, isn't that something? Man. And now we have another Icon Era post. I really hope this is not going to be very... with the way Icon Era operates, who really knows? Here's the actual thread on Twitter saying how Xbox almost perfectly mirrored Sega's arc in the console space. Here's what I don't want to have happen when I click this link to this horrifically terrible website. What I don't want to have happen is a meme that is sloppily put together that just has like Sega, Microsoft, and then like all the consoles and what happened, and they're like, there's Sega now. That's what I'm hoping isn't there, and that it's not exactly what I'm looking at, right? Okay. Oh, look, it's exactly what I thought it would be. Not only that, the founder of Icon Era made this thread and posted it. In fact, they have the mascot there, and then they have the debut, the peak, the start of decline.
Well, I'll take that over lying on somebody. Painting a picture of another person over something they're not actually are, like you did in this video. So I'll take that. I'll take a little bit of shit talking. Even if it is a false comparison. Let's say it is a complete false comparison. Who gives a shit? It's plastic in a company while y'all out here lying on people. So I don't see how you're going to judge him talking shit about companies and, video games. But yeah, you make content lying about people. I don't know. Shit is weird.
And then the future of the brand. Really interesting how he's just ignoring the fact that PlayStation is doing the same thing. I mean, you had the mascot, Crash Bandicoot, the debut, the PS1, the peak, which is the PS2, the start of the decline, which is the PS3, the death blow, which is now going to be the PS5, and then the future of the brand seeing...
Wait, the death blow is the PS5 is the death blow? So you're telling me the Dreamcast and the PS5 is the same thing? Man, Alex, there's no way you can ever complain about, gee, why do they think I'm an Xbox? Bro, PS5 is the death blow, like the Dreamcast and the Series X. Alex, the reason why they're considering you an Xbox because you say stupid shit like an Xbox. Birds of a feather flock together. Like, and the crazy part is you keep saying, I don't have an Xbox. I don't play an Xbox. Then stop acting like a fucking Xbox saying stupid shit. People just don't want you to say stupid shit no more. PS5 the death blow. The one that just have a record-setting Q3 holiday sale. Really. Yo, this shit is wild.
They're publishing everything on multiple platforms, and I don't have to buy PlayStation 5 to play PlayStation 5 games or even PS4 games anymore. I can just get them all on my PC, so.
But notice you keep saying PC, but can you get it on your Xbox? That's the real thing, right? And I know they're splitting hairs and shit, but that's really the crux of the information. I don't think you understand that the console industry, this is a huge shift, a shift that we haven't seen since Sega. You know, a console competitor of a major brand completely, you know, making decisions that will impact the console hardware. The writing's on the wall. That console is gone. And what's hilarious is you're still going to make content talking shit in the world where PlayStation and Nintendo are the only console hardware that exists. Unbelievable.
Yeah! And then, of course, here comes the biggest flip-flopper of all flip-floppers, the inability to keep that same energy, the crap gamer, tweeting this. Every time I hear you speak, I wonder what lies are going to come from your mouth this time at Xbox P3. That's right, he tweeted this to Phil Spencer directly. You want us to believe that our libraries are safe, but you also said it's just for games. You want us to believe that you care about Xbox hardware, but you also said buying ZeniMax is about exclusivity where Game Pass exists. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. Congratulations on ruining the Xbox brand worse than Don Matrick ever did.
Well, see, and this is it. As much, you know, crank gamers, fanboy, whatever, but he's speaking to what a lot of Xbox console gamers are talking about. This is exactly what they're concerned about. The Xbox console gamer. You know, Phil Spencer did lie multiple times. In fact, you believed it was just 4 games. So I don't understand why you acting with this brand new energy. Why are you acting brand new, bro? You know you believed that it was only 4 games too. So don't act brand new. All that stuff, you know what I'm saying, that Crack Gamer brought up, a lot of console gamers are like, yo, this is exactly the truth information. This is exactly the reality, you know? So from an Xbox console perspective, this is a problem. But let me guess. Let me bring up Steam. That's going to save the day.
Do not know where Crap Gamer honestly sits. As a grown adult male who sits there and tries to console war about things, it's honestly ridiculous. The fact that he has no idea.
More ridiculous than lying about people?
That it doesn't matter what platform you're on, your online digital library is in fact not safe. Your hardware is in fact not confirmed to be safe regardless of what platform you're on. Even on Steam and PC, the only way you can keep your actual games is in fact through piracy, or GOG, which honestly is just piracy. But even then, you sitting here and getting angry about this the entire time just shows you don't care about video games, Crap Gamer. You care in fact more about the console war in space, because what you want to do is sit
No, I mean, sure, he likes console war and stuff like that, but he does play on Xbox. Like, literally, he plays on it, Alex. Like, he actually plays on it. You know, like when you say, oh, I don't play on Xbox, well, he does. So the guy who actually plays on Xbox has always been down with Xbox, the OG Xbox 360, Xbox One. And sure, he console war, he made content console war, you know, that stuff, whatever. But he does play Xbox. And now he sees a future where he's not going to be able to play on Xbox hardware. And now he's going to be like, all right, where do I go? Do I go PC? Do I go PlayStation? Do I go Nintendo? And guess what? Him wanting to play on Xbox is not a bad thing. That's okay. Just like how you want to play on PC because that's where you want to play. In fact, I could have sworn you said that earlier. I'm not leaving. I'm staying on PT. There's nothing you can do to make me leave PC. So why are you mad at him for being nervous about not being able to play on Xbox consoles? This is weird.
Podcasts all day and then argue about how great a company is, a company that you don't work for, that you only give money to, that's just about video games, that really is just the most embarrassing thing. I think you're still jaded after the fact that you got ratioed by Phil Spencer himself. Let's not forget when you got angry about PC gamers playing Xbox games. No, I'm serious. Here's the proof. You see, you went ahead and canceled your pre-order for Quantum Break because PC gamers are going to be able to play that game. And Phil Spencer literally replied to you saying, you canceled a pre-order.
Well, what's funny is we could all look back at this tweet and we're like, man, it all started with one. It all started with this. That's how it all began. You know what I'm saying? The downfall of Xbox in terms of the console. So technically speaking, Crack Gamer had a right to be pissed off at this. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, and even I didn't see it this far back in 2016. 2019, I saw it. You know, that's why I have a tweet on that one. But man, what started out as an innocent thing, like, oh, it's just, you know, Quantum Break. And then eventually it became Day and Date on PC. And now it's on PlayStation. And chances are they're going to do Day and Date on PlayStation, Nintendo. Wow, it's crazy, man. Almost 9 years ago.
Of a game you want to play because someone else gets to play the game on Windows? This was 9 years ago. If you haven't figured out what Xbox was doing in the past 9 years, I don't know what to tell you, my boy.
Wait, whoa. You didn't even figure out what Xbox was doing a little over a year ago, Alex. So don't come chastise him about 9 years ago. Like, what are we doing here, Alex? You're not that dude. Don't claim credit on shit you didn't do, brother, man. Stop it.
What are we doing here, bro? Really? Now comes one of the favorites of the channel, a Dwagon, saying, alert emoji times 3, how it started versus how it's going. Phil Spencer removes the Xbox from his profile, writings on the wall. In fact, it isn't just one, another, mind you. Ivan Rivera says, adios Xbox, hola, Microsoft Gaming, showing a picture of Phil Spencer's Twitter profile, saying head of Microsoft Gaming. Yes, these were posted the other day. Yes, these people do not understand what is actually happening. No, they are in fact the lowest of low of IQs you could possibly imagine. Listen, anyone sitting here and parading this around thinking that they have a W about how Xbox is officially dead in the graveyard and buried truly doesn't know what in fact happened. When 2 years ago, Sarah Bond was promoted to the head of Xbox Gaming. And Phil Spencer was given the promotion and title of head of Microsoft Gaming. You guys are so desperate for a company and brand to no longer exist. A company.
Bro, it's just people talking shit on the internet. Like, holy shit, this stresses you out? Like, what this guy, and I don't understand why you stressed out. You're fucking a gay fucking fanboy on Steam. I don't understand any of this. Like, everybody's talking about Xbox and you're involved, stressed the fuck out.
Honestly, don't like and hate that you're going around stalking profiles to then make up stuff that happened 2+ years ago as news about a company failing and falling apart.
Stalking profiles. Holy shit. What the fuck are you doing? You're making whole ass videos over this. Like, come on, Alex. Stop it, bro.
Because you don't like them. And they're the ones that are going to not exist anymore. They're going to exist forever because you don't shut up. You don't stop talking about them. Literally, it's the most insane thing possible. Grown adults arguing like this about what their Twitter profile says of a CEO that doesn't even know they exist. Oh, here's one of my personal favorites. Persona. Yes. Yeah, this is a classic one, by the way. Get ready for it. He tweets out, remember when...
Oh my God, please don't be another idiot that doesn't understand sarcasm. My God, like, don't do it. Don't do it, Alex. Please, I hope you realize Persona is just talking shit at the people who are pro ABK. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm really hoping that you understand. He just talking shit to people who are pro ABK. Because if you talk to Persona today, he believes Xbox should have exclusives, that they should grow their own first parties and stuff like that, and do their own thing, right? This is just him shit talking to Xbox fanboys who are talking shit about the ABK deal. And now it became their worst nightmare. Yeah, and there's Xbox gamers today, they wish that it never happened. If they knew the outcome of what was going to happen, they would turn back time and start all over. All he's doing is talking shit. But I hope you picked up on that, but we'll see.
Certain influencers, quote unquote, and quote gaming journalists said Microsoft's acquisition of Activision would be great for the industry. Well, maybe they were right. Now we all get to enjoy Halo, Gears, and Forza. Smiling emoji with a picture of Kendrick Lamar. You know what?
Which should clue you in that it's, shit talking. All right.
It's funny about all this Persona. I like how you're acting as if like, haha, we get your games. When in reality, I can just go back in time and pull up this quote tweet you made to Destin Legary saying, because I actually care about the quality of games and franchises. Why didn't you care about industry consolidation when Destin was talking about ABK? You know what's great about this tweet, Persona, is the fact that on record for the past 3 years, everybody has you on lock with a massive this you. As for the past 3+ years, you were then arguing against Microsoft buying ABK. Not because of what you're saying right here, talking about the quality of games and franchises, but because you were actually scared that Microsoft would put games behind exclusivity. Pretty much proving my point that exclusivity is in fact bad. You didn't want to have to buy an Xbox for Call of Duty.
I want to see the tweets because Persona's pro exclusives. He thinks each platform should focus on their own audience to build the games for their own audience and all that. He's always been that way. You know what I'm saying? Now, he didn't like industry consolidation as in grouping the biggest publishers into one thing, you know, because who knows what outcome it would have. What we do know is Microsoft making that decision was a bad decision for the console. Maybe good for them as with their new direction, but yeah, let me see what evidence you show.
That's what you were afraid of. And now the fact that you don't have to do that, now all of a sudden, whoa, wait, Microsoft, they're the good guys. Exclusivity, that's bad for gamers, but good for me. It's almost like you've been proving my point the entire time.
No, he's being sarcastic, bro. He's pro exclusives. He's not on your side. It's funny, the people that are on your side, you talk shit about them. That's what's crazy. The people that are on your side, you talk shit about them. But now you think Persona's on your side. Bro, no. He's a pro exclusive dude. If you ask Persona, Microsoft should have scrapped all this bullshit, not do the moves they did, and focus on exclusive games and build identity, bring back the 360 days as best as possible.
Exclusivity is not good at all. And the fact that for the past 3 years you were sitting there, palms sweaty, knees weak, mom spaghetti in that jacket coat pocket of yours, the entire time you were worried about having to buy an Xbox. Now that you don't, now you're like, man, I get Xbox games too? This whole non-exclusivity thing's actually pretty good.
No, he's just talking shit. You ask him today, he will tell you he'd rather have an Xbox that's a competitor to PlayStation. To have an industry that faces each other and be like, hey, what games can we make better than the next person? You know, shit like Sonic was created because of that. Sega literally created Sonic because they needed a competitor to Mario. You know, it's almost as if, you know, competition also breeds excellence and stuff like that. I don't know. Crazy concept.
Huh, how do I twist this like a win, even though I've just been caught red-handed the entire time trying to say it's going to be bad for everybody, but shit. It's actually a good thing people get to play more games, huh? It's almost like I shouldn't be fighting for a company or brand and trying to lock myself behind a single plastic box and just...
Yeah, you need to stop making stuff up, Alex. Like, this is all in your head.
Let people enjoy video games for once and not have to worry about what company I try to represent because I'm really just a giant grown adult child trying to argue on the internet about console wars.
Or make videos lying on people.
Man, I bet this one's making you look in the mirror, Persona. I bet it is.
Are you looking in the mirror? Hey, are you gonna make a video and apologize to that guy in IGN? I don't think you are, because you should apologize. But then again, you knew what you were doing. I don't know, and you want to tell people to look in the mirror? Come on, man.
And of course, here is the king of huffing his own farts, Colin Moriarty. Look, sometimes I say things that just comes out of my mouth and just show up, and honestly, this is actually pretty good. This is the same guy who decided to make a video on IGN, walking and talking to you about how you're wrong with Mass Effect 3's ending. No, I'm not going to let my autism stop.
This guy always starts with ad hominem. I already see the formula, right? What it is you set the stage with something they did in the past, right? Or something, whatever. So that way you could convince your audience that this guy's an idiot, right? And then you may or may not even address the point that he made. Maybe you do, maybe you're not. Hopefully you address his point in this video. In this video, unlike what you did with Mike Ybarra, where you didn't actually address his point. All you did was just talk shit and then moved on. But let's see. We'll keep going.
This is going to go on forever. I'm going to sit here and parade this around in front of you as you realize that Colin Moriarty truly, in fact, is the leader of the console war space for PlayStation, and all fanboys do is just parrot whatever he says. Because check this out. Colin Moriarty makes a 25-minute video about the fall of Xbox, comparing it to Icarus in Greek mythology. I kid you not, when I say huffing his own farts, it's like he's got a tube attached to his anus, right to his face, inhaling it deeply every single time. Here's what he has to say. Xbox is now a third-party publisher, the biggest on PlayStation. How did this happen? It's simple. Microsoft flew too close to the sun buying Activision, destroyed its exclusives ecosystem. Now, it'll rely on Sony and Nintendo to drive future revenue forevermore. Crazy.
Well, that is true, and he did a pretty good breakdown, you know, throughout the years and the decision Microsoft made. Listen, let's not pretend if Microsoft was making decisions where Xbox was selling 100 million consoles, they still would have put games on PlayStation. Are you fucking nuts? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, there's many decisions that Microsoft got wrong that led to this point. That now they have to have PlayStation. Well, now they have to talk about PlayStation. They have to talk about Nintendo and all this stuff. Straight up third party of all platforms. And somehow you're tying PlayStation into this. This shit's crazy.
Stuff. You know what I find funny about this entire thing is not only does Reforged Gaming remind me of Colin Moriarty, it's almost like he's trying to mirror Colin in every possible way, especially with the way that Colin speaks. If you see it now, you'll realize exactly what's happening. But the thing is that Colin seems to treat himself as more of an intellectual, and honestly, I'm just a dumb cum-filled himbo. I am's what I am's, okay? But the funniest part about all of this is how he completely ignores PlayStation doing the exact same thing, flying far too close to the proverbial sun, trying to make every single game sell like Spider-Man or The Last of Us, which is why we only seem to be getting remasters Spider-Man or The Last of Us. But either way.
I mean, you literally just showed that Sony publishing lost on the side. Like, bro, we also got Returnal, Rift Apart. Like, you see all the games that, you know, many games that Sony also greenlighted and paid for. Stellar Blade. Like, what are we talking about? And how are you going to compare? Like, you literally, you're literally not really helping your audience here. Like Sony's not flying too close to sun. I think if anything, if you would have had a point if you talked about the live service strategy. So I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna see if you mention the live service strategy.
Now they've gone so close to the sun in their budgets, they have to then rely on PC gaming. In fact, Daniel Ahmad tweeted out this the other day. Quick data point, PlayStation generated sales of $865 million from first-party games and add-on content on non-PlayStation platforms in 2024, up 71% year over year. This is primarily attributable to Helldivers 2, as well as ports released on Steam. So my boy, it looks like Hiroki Totoki is flying too close to the sun with good old Philly Spence because games cost too much money and there's too much money being left on the table for exclusivity to exist. Again, soaking down that methane as quickly as you possibly can. You can sit there and try to cope yourself into whatever twisting possible pretzel way you possibly can, thinking that Xbox and PlayStation are doing vastly different things, when in reality they are not. They are both third-party publishers. It's going to happen at some point. You can sit there and try to make whatever argument you possibly want and whatever copium way you want to twist yourself into about like, oh, the deal with Destiny and Bungie and Marathon was done as part of the deal for PlayStation. Kojima
It was not.
now owns a Death Stranding IP, so that's why it went on Xbox.
Does he not own it?
Lego did the deal with PlayStation, so they wanted to put it on Nintendo, so it doesn't count.
I will say that is kind of weird, the whole Lego thing. That was kind of stupid. I mean, that.
MLB did the one about the show, so that way we're going everywhere. Look.
Is that not true either? Oh, boy.
It's going to get to a point one day where games are going to be on every platform regardless of what brand is on the box. And it can't be any more true as there is a literal PlayStation Studios publishing page onto...
Oh, man, I didn't pause it in time, but I knew he was going to bring up Steam again. Like, that's all he uses. Steam as a crutch. That's it. Nothing else.
Steam. If I don't need to buy a PlayStation to play your game, you are putting your games onto a different platform. You are a third-party publisher.
Now, can you tell me how that helps the Xbox console gamer?
And now PlayStation is relying on PC gamers to pick up the slack because games cost too much money to make.
PC gamers pick up the slack. Huh. Interesting. Let's do a little experiment. See this is called a calculator. So I'm gonna leave this calculator right here. Let's look at something. So what was it that you said 865 million made on PC? Let me back up a little bit so that way people don't think making stuff up. There we go. There we go. We'll go right there. Okay, so 865 million, and it says this is primarily attributed to Helldivers 2 as well as PC ports. Now, the key term is primarily attributed. That means there's other factors attributed to this, but the main thing right now is Helldivers and PC ports. But there's also other non-PlayStation platforms, which is Xbox and Nintendo. Xbox has Destiny and MLB The Show. Nintendo has MLB The Show and Lego Horizon, which didn't do so well, right? But let's do a little math here. Right? So you got 865 million. Let me show you this screen right here. This is just one game. Let me just show you one game. Spider-Man 2 right here. I'm gonna drag this. So Spider-Man Marvels 2 hits massive sales milestone. Sony faces Spider-Man 2. Game reaches over 11 million copies sold, right? So when this news broke out and it was official, 11 million copies sold, right? This was all at $70. This was confirmed by James Stevenson, I think his name is, that he's on Insomniac. So let's do a little math. This is just one game in a short time period. 11 million, right? This is 11 million, Derek. You see that, right? It's 11 million. And we're going to multiply that at $70. And that's $770 million. So one game of Spider-Man, that's not even a full year of sales, is almost at the combined total of PC, Xbox, and Nintendo. And yet you want to say rely on PC. Let me bring up another one. Let me do this. This is even better. Let me see if I got this. Where is it at? Oh, here we go, right here. We'll go with this one. I'll use their last full year revenue. So PlayStation revenue rises to $27.5 billion. Right now, PlayStation's new revenue is going to be, this March, and they'll probably talk about it in April or May. But let's break out the trusty. Let's break out the calculator, right? Where's my little calculator at? Let's break out the calculator, right? Let's break out the calculator, okay? Let's do this, right? let's do this. What is it, 27.5? Well, we'll just make it easy. 27 billion. We'll just 27. Nah, fuck that. We'll go 27.5 billion, right? 27, right? 5. We're gonna go 27.5 billion. This is 27 million. 2 points. Yeah, there you go. 27.5 billion. Okay. Now we're gonna subtract non-PlayStation hardware revenue, which is PC, Xbox, Nintendo, which is 865 million. So we're gonna subtract 865 million and see what's left over. There you go. 865 million, and the answer is $26.6 billion. That's what PlayStation console brings in. 26.6 billion versus 865 million. And that 865 million includes Xbox and Nintendo. Please tell me how PlayStation relying on PC. I would really love for you how a console that produces $26 billion, but yet somehow 865 million is what's being relied on. I would really love to hear that explanation. Bro, math is not your strong suit. A lot of things not your strong suit, bro.
Look, we see it every single week, basically. And I guarantee you later on...
Yeah, we can stop right here. Yo, listen, bro, Alex. like, I don't understand. You catching strays and you're looking dumb. Like, you really don't have a grasp on the console. And listen, you're a PC guy. You do PC things. You do piracy. You do weird stuff. You know, whatever the hell you do. Whatever. But you are not grasping the console market at all, man. You're just doing weird things. Listen, and here's the crazy part. Let me talk to the Xbox gamers that are listening. If you are going to this channel and you're listening because he makes you feel good and he's like, yeah, PlayStation Fanboy, take that, Alex, make you look stupid, fine. Sure, entertainment. But make no mistake, nothing he's saying is helping you. If you're an Xbox console, you need to focus more on what you're going to do. Because if you stay on that console, you're going to get fucked. You're going to get screwed. Microsoft is going to pull the rug under you, and you're going to be left with nothing. So I highly suggest you really think about the longevity, because I'm telling you, consoles do not sell without exclusive. It never happened. It never will happen. And this world that Alex is promising you, yeah, he's out his rockers, right? I hope this dude don't think that PlayStation is going to start making games full slate on Xbox. They're out their mind, right? In fact, PlayStation is going to ensure that down to the last silicon, Xbox is gone from the industry. Because while 25 million gamers is not a lot for Xbox to actually be, have a dominant marketplace, to be relevant, but grabbing millions and millions of those console gamers onto PlayStation is additive. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Sony's trying to do, okay? This is just bugged out. But anyway, your only friend is YouTube Streets, PorterRock77. Alex, man, leave these console conversations alone. You're getting it wrong all the time. All the time. You know? And every time gamers talk about Xbox or what's happening with Xbox, Steam isn't the answer. It does nothing for the Xbox console gamer. Like, literally nothing. They get nothing out of this. They're just sitting there seeing their console go the way of the dinosaur. And talking about Steam doesn't mean anything for them. It's a useless point. It's a useless metric. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, this is crazy. Peace. Grand opening